Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on the film Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging. Now, as you know, Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging is a 2008 teen comedy romance film which was pretty much based on a popular young adult novel of the same name, as well as using the other story, It's Okay, I'm wearing really big knickers. So the premise of, I would say, Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging is meant to feature how 14-year-old girl Georgina lives in Eastbourne with her parents and her little sister. And we kind of see how, Georgina's kind of like one of those kids who were growing up from the 2000s, wanting this really big party, wanting to kind of change a bit of her appearance. And we see how, Georgina and her friends spot two hot twins known as Robbie and Tom, and this is where we see how Georgina sets out to make Robbie her boyfriend, and it's gonna have the typical teen romance screw-up stuff, like kind of screwing up, not realizing her mistakes, and kind of trying to get to know him, even though it's gonna backfire horribly. And I think, for the most part, what the film does get right at is showing how Georgina thinks, she's going to have this big party, DJ and everything. And you can kind of tell her parents do try to be a bit more reasonable about it. But I think there's moments where I think the film does hit close to home. Like, when you do have Georgina's father getting a promotion and having to travel to New Zealand, you can tell that, this does kind of affect Georgina and her family. And I think that really does hit close to home, where you've got one family member who gets promoted somewhere and has to be somewhere else part of the world. But you still talk with them on Facebook, Yahoo Mail, and so many other things. And I think, for the most part, I would say, I think the film does feel a bit like a As Told by Ginger movie. Like, kind of having Georgina a bit like Ginger, kind of like a screw-up, trying to kind of work her life around, and kind of getting the short end of the stick at times. And I think, when you do have her sort of antagonistic bully, known basically as Lindsay, I think her character's a bit like a mix of Courtney and Miranda. I think, Miranda was a bit of a tragic character. I think here Lindsay's meant to be that, but a bit more full extreme bad guyness. And I think most part it does fit the whole teen drama tropes. Like, character does something stupid, character kind of realizes the mistake, and character trying to set things right, and kind of affecting them and their friends. And I think, for the most part, I do think, the actress who does play Georgina, known as Georgina Grom, actually does a decent job as this kind of, like, teenager trying to find herself, but not realizing her mistakes fully. And I think this is where her and her partner, Robert Grint, can actually do play both relatable characters, like Georgina kind of being this sort of young teen screw-up, while Robert Grint playing Ron Weasley was meant to be the guy who was just kind of in the sidelines, but knew when to be a friend. And I think the most part, having it take place in Eastbourne really does work. It gives you the feel of kind of being close to a seaport area, kind of seeing how seagulls fly by, getting fish and chips, sort of getting used to the sort of, like, new atmosphere and new challenges. I think it's a shame that, the third book didn't get adapted, and I would have liked to have seen what they could have done with a sequel, show where the characters could have been. I could have seen this set in a sort of 2011 or 2012 film release, showing the characters a little older, but kind of going their own separate ways. I think, I remember watching Rebel Taxi's review, and I think is a little biased, but here, I think it fits what I think teenager trope would be, because, I think when we're younger, we think things are going to work, we've got things planned out, but we know deep down our parents are going to know what's best for us, or do try to help us realise our own mistakes, or try to help us see reason. I think while the film isn't too perfect, I think it's one of those films that, yeah, 2000s kids would probably definitely enjoy. So I think this film definitely deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.